Hello everyone, this is a short 10-minute meditation. It's a chance to give you some space to remind you and your nervous system what that actually feels like. It's a pause to restore and help you remember yourself. So the first thing to do is just get settled, get comfortable. If you want to, you can close your eyes or just soften your gaze and look down. The first thing I'd like you to do is just check in with yourself. So if you can give yourself a score of 0 to 10, where 0 is completely relaxed and calm, and 10 is completely stressed and overwhelmed, what score would you give yourself? Just check in. You just have to know for yourself. And we're going to start with the body. So first, just get a sense for the overall feeling of the body. Where are you most tense? Where do you feel most contracted? You don't have to release that, but just be aware of where are you most contracted? Where are you holding tension that doesn't necessarily have to be there? And get a sense for the space surrounding the body, not just the body itself. Can you get a feel for the density, the warmth, the heaviness of the body? And then that space around it, how does that space feel? Again, return to that place. Where are you most contracted? Where is that tension being held in your body physically? If there was one thing somebody could say to you, or one message that you could hear, which you know would help all of that tension release, what would it be? And now we're going to give you an anchor. The most common anchor that people tend to use is the breath. So find somewhere where the breath feels most obvious to you, most noticeable. Might be at the nose or the throat or perhaps the chest or the tummy even. And just gently take your attention to that place. Notice the in-breath and notice the out-breath. Pay attention to the start of the in-breath and the end of it. And the same with the out-breath. Notice the start of the out-breath and the end of the out-breath. Where do you first notice the in-breath? And where do you lose sight of it again? And now you can notice the spaces in between the breaths. Can you notice that small pause between the in-breath and the out-breath? And between the out-breath and the new in-breath? See if you can notice all of that pattern. The start of the in-breath, the end, and the pause in between. The start of the out-breath, the end of it, and the pause at the end. one continuous flow of awareness. Don't worry if you have thoughts, you don't need to chase them away. Each time your mind goes off and starts thinking, just gently bring it back again to the breath. That's why we call it an anchor. It's just like an anchor at the bottom of the sea, and the boat can bob about on the surface, but you have something reminding you where home is. Enjoy it. Enjoy the rest for a moment. You don't have to do anything else. Just enjoy staying with your breath. It can be a bit like training a small puppy. Its nature is to run around and play, just like your mind's nature is to go off and start thinking and feeling and worrying. But each time, like training a puppy to sit, just gently, kindly bring it back again, as you can bring your mind back to the breath. You don't need to be cross with it. Just be glad and be happy with it when it does settle. Just the last few breaths. Notice the in-breath, the pause, the out-breath, and the pause. If your tendency is to think a lot, that's not a problem at all. In fact, you can use thought itself as the object of meditation. Without getting into the content, you might actually notice the start of your thinking and then the end of that thought. And there's a pause in between there as well before the next thought starts. You can notice that in the same way. And also notice the space within which all your thoughts are happening, the same as we noticed the space that was around the body. If you want to, you can take a moment to purposefully think something. Just one thought, anything at all, and notice the space that's around it. The space that came before it and the space that comes afterwards. If you get too lost in thought, just come back to something that's more steady, like your anchor of the breath, or back to the body. To finish, take one last deep breath and release. And check in again. On that scale of 0 to 10, where 0 is completely calm and 10 is totally stressed out, where do you feel on that scale? Has it changed? And notice that place where you're most contracted, you most hold that tension in the body. Is that any softer? Then you can just wriggle your body a bit, have a stretch. If you want to, open your eyes, look around you, come back. And I hope you can take some of this calm into the rest of your day.